Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
Yes, that's right. I mean, again, it's all about these heroes that help us so much become more successful. We unlock the secrets, and thank you for the feedback we continue to get from having the founder of Ace Comic-Con on. If you haven't seen that, make sure you go to Ace Comic-Con. Truly incredible. He's getting some of the most well-known superheroes, Avengers, Marvels, all of that, all on where you can meet him in that. So our next hero is your partner in building the most precious thing that you can have, and that's time freedom through wealth. This is the idea that if you have wealth, you can choose your lifestyle. And we have back with us Travis Watts, the VP Investor Solutions at Direct Source Wealth. Make sure you go to directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him at 877-756-8323. So Travis, talk to us what true diversification looks like, and how do we know if we really have that diversification in our portfolio?
Yeah, great question. Well, thanks so much for having me again, David, on the show. So diversification is a topic I'm pretty passionate about. I had an upbringing as I worked at a huge discount brokerage firm selling paper assets at first, so stocks, bonds, mutual funds, and we were all trained that diversification would mean you just get a handful of stocks or kind of a combination of the stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, or maybe just buy one or two mutual funds, and now you're good to go, right? That's diversification. And as we all remember, 2008, 2009, found out that, well, we may have had our hand in a lot of different assets, but maybe it wasn't the best type of diversification. So during that time, I was full-time in real estate as well, have been since 2009 as I started acquiring single-family homes. And I just started realizing the power of real estate and what that can mean for you, how you can earn potential wealth in four different ways, with appreciation and cash flow, tax advantages, things like this. And so I just started realizing that there's a lot of people that could use a second opinion on what diversification really is. So I found Direct Source Wealth as an investor, met up with their CEO, Kira Golden, in Denver, Colorado one year, started kind of strategizing with her and seeing what they were up to. And I love what they do because they've got their hand in all types of real estate, from self-storage to medical facilities to senior living to brand new construction to raw land to multifamily. They're all over the board. And that's what I'm truly passionate about sharing with other people, is how you can be 100% diversified within real estate. A lot of people are under that understanding that, well, maybe I just have maybe a single family rental, or 10% of my portfolio is real estate, or I buy some REITs, real estate investment trust, and that's good enough. And maybe that is good enough for certain individuals. But I just want to share my experience being nearly 100% invested in real estate and how we see diversification.
Wow, you bring up some really good points, because I think when people think in general terms of diversification, you're right. They go, well, I'll put some into stocks, some into real estate. But what you're talking about is you can have diversification within the same asset class, which is real estate, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely, you can. And so our bread and butter with Direct Source Wealth, what we primarily focus on is cash flow. So we are trying to get income-producing real estate assets that pay us on a monthly basis, no matter what the stock market's doing. It's up, it's down, it's good news, it's bad news. You still got people living there paying the rent month to month. So that can kind of help shelter some of your risk with that. And then on the outskirts of what we primarily do for cash flow is some of the raw land, some of the self-storage, some of the new build construction, some of the products that can get you that additional potential equity pop to add to that. So all inclusively, it's the same in a sense as paper assets, where maybe you've got a few bonds which give you the cash flow, and then you've got a few so-called riskier stocks that could give you those equity pops, and they could really go big. Or maybe you invest in the cryptocurrencies or Bitcoin and things like this. So we've kind of done a similar model, but all within real estate.
And we're talking with Travis Watts, the VP of Investor Solutions. Make sure you go to directsourcewealth.com/hero. He's going to tell you how you can diversify within real estate. directsourcewealth.com/hero. And call him at 877-756-8323 because you're listening to me, David Kogan, host of the Eliances Hero Show. Make sure you go to Eliances.com, the only place where entrepreneurs align. That's ELIANCES.com. So, Travis, help me understand this. You know, we've got some people that are listening that are extremely familiar with real estate, others that dabble, and others that really aren't sure, but they want to get involved with it. How would they know? How's the process to know of, okay, I've got X amount of money, or, you know, the stock market's high, I'm ready to sell, I'm going to have this cash. How do I know how to diversify it within real estate? How do you help them through that process?
That's a great question. So Direct Source Wealth offers complimentary strategy sessions with their relationship managers. So this is a professional who will walk through what your portfolio looks like, go over your goals, your risk tolerance, see kind of where it is you want to head, where you're at today, and then they can help you strategize a portfolio that may make sense for you. And there's really two approaches. You could go into individual projects. You could just sort of pick your favorites or the ones that you think would impact you the most. And so you could say, you know, I want to put a little on this property and a little on that, and a little on this, and kind of build your own diversified portfolio. Or Direct Source Wealth has also built a diversification fund, which already encompasses all of what we've been talking about on the call, from medical to self-storage, multifamily, raw land, new development, A, B, and C class real estate. So that's a great way for a lot of people just to get the quick entry point into what we're talking about. Have some equity upside as well as some consistent monthly cash flow.
And I think that's really cool that you offer that. So you actually have the fund, so people can invest into the fund, which is a mix of different assets, right, within real estate. Or they could pick their own individually through directsourcewealth.com/hero to learn more within that. Is that how that part works?
It is, absolutely. So obviously some clients, let's say a retired client, may be coming to us saying, either I'm about to retire, or I just retired, or I've been retired a while, and I'm just looking to get some extra income every month, or some additional cash flow, rather. And so maybe we would look at a product type like private note lending, where you can lend your money out onto a real estate project and then get paid on a monthly basis for that and interest. So that may work, you know, quite well for someone like that. Others come to us and say, you know, I'm in my 30s or 40s. I've got this Roth IRA, self-directed, and I just need to put that to work. I'm not going to be touching it for 30 years. I just want to make something happen, right? And so maybe they would look more into new development, something that's going to take 2-3 years to build, and then we'll either sell it off or we'll hold it for long-term cash flow. So it's going to be different for everybody, and that's the beauty of the strategy session that Direct Source Wealth offers.
Now, Travis, do you also have people that will say, listen, let me co-invest in maybe a couple of these buildings, these things, assets that you have, and also take part of it and put it in the diversification fund?
Absolutely. Absolutely. We have that. And you brought up a key point, too. Something I really appreciate and value that Direct Source Wealth does is they're co-investing with you. So it's not a person on the other end of the line saying, I think you ought to buy these things over here, and, you know, good luck with that. I hope it does well for you. And they're not personally invested in them, right? So we're kind of all this community or this group of accredited investors, and we're all investing together in larger real estate pools. And to your point, to answer your question, yes, some people say, hey, I'd like to have, let's say, 2,000 or 3,000 a month in consistent, steady cash flow. So they may do a little bit of note lending to satisfy that, and then jump over into the fund and say, hey, just in case, the economy goes wacko or goes down, I just want a little more diversification other than just the one product type.
Fantastic. Well, Travis Watts, VP of Investor Solutions at Direct Source Wealth. Reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him at 877-756-8323. It's about building wealth and time freedom. Continue to stay tuned because we're going to do another segment with Travis, because guess what? We all want to know, how could we have more time freedom through wealth? And he's going to share more secrets with us. David Kogan with Eliances.
Welcome back to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. To be part of our super community and find out more about Eliances, visit www.Eliances.com. Now, back to our super host, David Kogan, founder of Eliances.
That's right, and we're back with Travis Watts, the VP of Investor Solutions with Direct Source Wealth. Make sure you reach him at directsourcewealth.com/hero or call him 877-756-8323. And don't wait, because the longer you wait, well, why wait if you want more time freedom now and building wealth? And by the way, thank you, too, for the feedback we continue to get from having the CEO of Virgin Sports on. You can catch those interviews at Eliances.com, Eliances.com. Now, Travis, one of the most asked things of people who are wanting to eventually retire and build wealth and time freedom is they always go, well, okay, I think I'm going to be retiring in 5 years, maybe 10 years, whatever that number may be, and I need X amount that I want to have take home per month. Do you help guide them of how much they could invest to be able to reach that number?
Yeah, that's a great question, David. And we absolutely do. Again, the strategy session is just simply a conversation of ideas, right? It's thoughts of, well, you could do something this way, you could do it that way. These would be the advantages, the disadvantages, the risk, all this kind of stuff. So to put it simply, if you know your number, which, believe me, for a lot of people, that's the hardest part. How much? You need 5, 10, 20, 50? So it's different for everybody. But if you can identify that number, which we help do according to what your lifestyle is anticipated to look like, there's two approaches. So we have two types of deals. Okay, we have lending opportunities, as we discussed, where you can lend your money out and get paid interest every single month. Now, that is our most predictable, steady, consistent way to build monthly income. So think of it this way. You, yourself, as the investor, become like a bank. So you know ahead of time, if I loan this much money out, there's a contract that says I will get this much interest per month. So we'll just use some simple numbers. Say it's 12% a year that you make in interest. So for every $100,000 that you invest in a lending opportunity, you get $1,000 per month in interest. So that'd be the easiest way to scale that.
And
so
this
$1 million would be your $10,000.
And this is note lending, right?
This is note lending. So that's one approach. Now, as we talked about diversification and all this, so when you're in the equity side, meaning that you're going to be an owner in either a fund or individual properties, then we have a pro forma, which is projections, right? Because nobody can really know the future. So we're going to anticipate what the property should return to the investors over a 1 year, 2 year, 3 year, 4 year, 5 year timeline. So that is anyone's best educated guess to what kind of performance you can expect out of it. Some of those can range from 8% annualized all the way up 15%, 20%. It just depends on the property. But again, that's less of a guarantee. It's less of a contractual agreement. It's more of a we conservatively think this property can produce this much. So we can kind of throw some of that in there as well, assuming that the client's a little flexible. I need a range of $6,000 to $8,000 per month to live on, something like that. So we just kind of take a combination. Again, it's really a conversation you need to have with a relationship manager where you can really go over your risk tolerance, your goals, how far out you are, what projects are available at that time, things like that. But we can absolutely help with that.
And that's why I think people shouldn't wait. Travis, they need to contact you right now. Go to directsourcewealth.com/hero. Do that right now before you go back on your computer, answer emails, make a phone call or whatever. And the next thing you know, months have gone by when you could have gone ahead and already met with Travis Watts. directsourcewealth.com/hero, or call him 877-756-8323. You want more time freedom? He can help you with that. Now, Travis, do you have people that do also too a mix of that? Do some do just one, some do just the other? In other words, some people may say, hey, I got X amount, I just want to do note lending. Is that okay? Or I just want to invest in equity deals. And others that say, you know what, here's the pile of what I've got of cash. I just need to spread it out. This is what I want to make.
Absolutely. Another great question. So it comes down to just having that relationship built up and that strategy session, because let's say we bring in a new client and they have $50,000 to their name and they want to fully invest that in an equity deal. Well, we're not going to allow that to happen. It's too much risk for the individual. If anything were to happen with that property, their portfolio could be at risk. So it's really about, okay, you want to do 100% equity or 100% note lending, and, you've got $300,000 to invest. Well, let's just make sure that, you have enough diversification built in and that you have enough excess assets in your portfolio to keep you afloat, right? Because nobody knows what's going to happen in the future with the economy and the markets. We do our best to always conservative underwrite. And one of our core aspects that we always look for, I firmly believe this is the most important thing with investing, is capital preservation, right? Who cares if you make 20% on your money this year and then you lose 100% of it next year, right? So we're not in the business of doing any types of deals, where that would be any type of likelihood. So.
Now, as far as like on the note lending or even the equity deals, what's the difference between someone saying, well, you know what, I'm just going to try to do it on my own. I'm trying to find my own deals versus going through, directsourcewealth.com/hero. What's the difference between those two?
That's a great question. So I'll give you a little bit of a story, and this story pertains to a lot of our investors. So this is my real personal story. I was the do-it-yourselfer. I was the work full-time at a corporate job / acquire single-family homes. And it was a lot of work. And as I started getting more and more homes, it was more and more tenants to manage. Then I got property managers, and then I felt like I just added more tenants to my pool. Now I'm managing both property managers and tenants and working, and it just got overwhelming. I didn't have the time to dedicate. I didn't see a likely scenario where I could really scale that up to where I could have, let's say, 100 rentals and peace of mind and true time freedom as we speak about. So I was the individual looking for a passive approach, looking for an experienced team that could do the due diligence, walk the units, put the insurance together, put the property managers together, all of this, never have an interaction with a tenant, and be a real investor and a lot less of a landlord per se.
Excellent. Well, I got to tell you, Travis, you're right. Diversification is the name of the game. That's right. Direct Source Wealth can help you with that. Travis Watts, VP of Investor Solutions. Go to directsourcewealth.com/hero. Call him at 877-756-8323. Don't wait. Time is precious, and he can help you increase that time with time freedom. David Kogan with Eliances.
You have been listening to Eliances Heroes, where heroes in business align. Eliances is the destination for entrepreneurs, investors, CEOs, inventors, leaders, celebrities, and startups. To present your superpower, visit www.eliances.com.